Hi guys, and welcome to the Euro Car Show. Today we're going to do something, well, a bit different. I've had the chance to try out the brand new Lexus RX in two versions, the 200T and the 450h. So what we're going to do today is basically do a quick review of the model of the RX with the equipment and the looks and everything, and then we're getting into the comparison and see which one of these two versions is actually worth spending the money on. Lexus has been selling its RX model for almost 20 years now, and in 2015 they have launched the 4th generation RX, which was completely redesigned to look more modern and aggressive. When you see it from the front, you immediately spot the huge grille, which has now become Lexus' signature style. The face of the car has changed for the best, and the car looks meaner than ever. From the side, Lexus has applied a new floating roof design, and I have to say it does look pretty cool. You can also spot the big sporty wheels on the F-Sport trim, which really complement the design, as well as the performance this large hybrid SUV can achieve. But more on that later. Finally, a stylish dual exhaust and some modern taillights make the RX look pleasant from the back too. Moving on to the interior, I think I should end the review right here, because this is one of the best, if not the best reason to consider an RX over its competition. Extremely comfortable and spacious, this car is a 10 out of 10 when it comes to long journeys with friends. The car offers loads of space, so you and your passengers never feel uncomfortable in it. And the boot is big enough to satisfy a family's needs. The seats are amazing and you can adjust them just the way you like it, whilst having your butt rapidly warmed up or cooled down. The Lexus RX also comes with an impressive amount of features to make your daily commutes or long road trips as pleasant as possible. I'm talking everything from a large infotainment system and a powerful sound system to a very useful heads-up display and heated steering wheel. Lastly, as expected from Lexus, the materials used on the inside of the car are very high quality, and even some of the plastic parts that aren't covered in leather feel very nice to the touch. Now let's talk about what really matters in this video. As Mr. Regular would say, which RX is best RX? Which car should you pick if given a choice between the RX 450h and the RX 200T? To tell you the truth, the gap between the two models is so big this shouldn't even be a contest, but for the sake of the review, let's pretend like it is. The 200T is the underdog in this fight. It has a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine making 235 horsepower and 350 Nm of torque. The power goes to all 4 wheels through a 6-speed automatic gearbox, and the 200T will get to 100 km/h in a little over 9 seconds. You would expect the fuel consumption of a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine to be quite low, and in most cases you'd be right. Except the RX 200D has an announced average consumption of over 8 liters per 100 kilometers, and the truth is far worse than that. 13 liters per 100 kilometers is the number I was averaging in town whilst driving like a regular person, and at conservative speeds on the highway it dropped down to around 10. As for the long-running champion, also known as the 450h, it comes with a 3.5 V6 petrol engine and 2 electric motors mounted at the front and rear axle of the car. The combined power output is around 310 horsepower, and 0 to 100 km/h takes about 7.5 seconds. This hybrid also comes with all-wheel drive, but trades the traditional 6-speed auto for a more efficient CVT or continuously variable transmission. The average fuel consumption I got was a little over 9 liters per 100 kilometers, but that was after I had driven it pretty hard on the highway. Finally, both cars had adaptive suspension and a very similar options list. So what made one car better than the other? Well, for starters, the RX 450h isn't only faster than the 200T, it also sounds better, and it somehow manages to be more economical despite having an engine almost twice the size. The 2-liter in the 200T might sound great on paper, but once you put it to the test, you quickly realize this engine has nothing to do powering such a large SUV. It is constantly stressed, and although it might do the job in the Lexus RC, it ruins the whole driving experience when put in the RX. On the other side of the spectrum, the amazing powertrain of the RX 450h is in perfect sync with the chassis and makes for a very appealing alternative to diesel-powered SUVs. It is quick, very smooth, and manages good fuel consumption for a car this size. The 450h, thanks to its bigger power output, gives you a more enjoyable driving experience than the 200t. And at the end of the day, that's what would matter most to me. In conclusion, from a driver's standpoint, there is absolutely no argument for the 200t when compared to a 450h. The only Lexus RX worth buying remains the good old hybrid. So for those of you who were rooting for the underdog, truth be told, it never even stood a chance. Alright, so after all this, which one's my favorite car? I think there's no contest here. The 450h is a better economy car, has more power, a better cruiser. I don't know, it's just a better car overall. The equipment doesn't really differ from one to the other, but the 450h is just a better powertrain, and I really love this car. Now the video is over, so as usual, if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, well, share it with your friends, maybe they will. And subscribe for more as usual. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.